Browns defense.
They were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
And it was the pass rush that really keyed their victory. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well.
Second and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Rolling to his right. On the run. He'll let this go deep right side. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Well, they certainly weren't afraid to let it fly early, and they hope that'll keep the defense honest and keep the offensive guys excited about getting back out there. They are in attack mode in this game. It did backfire a little bit. Now you're just hoping your defense can keep them off the scoreboard so you're not facing a deficit the next time you run out there.
Now the first carry here for the running back. Now he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 22-yard line.
Middle. Hey.
From the gun, Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. For big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain.
13. Report. You change it. Yo. Sit on.
Now it's Jackson. And Walker has it. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Finish up.
Inside handoff, Henry. And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. 1st and 10.
Report.
Jackson now. He finds his man, complete. It's Walker. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. 1st and goal from just inside the 5. Henry. Touchdown. This crew, they were on a roll going into the bye week that they just had, Charles, so sort of picking up where they left off.
And you and I both know that when you come back off of an open week and you've been winning games, you should get a few extra days off in order to recharge and refuel. But coaches often hedge their bets, too. They'll bring them back and work them really hard that first practice back to make sure that they're back and grounded.
Whatever they did, formula looking good so far in this one. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And it's good to make it 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And here's Lewis. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
They'll set up a throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. A big play that time for Cleveland. 42 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Shamrocks 7, Browns nothing.
The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
2nd and 6. Able to find Gray here. And, oh, he takes a shot at the end of that play.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left in no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
From the 21, here's 2nd and 9. Oh, the motion comes too late, and this is going to be a delay. Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback, as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
Let's go now. Track 60.
They're going to look to throw. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Kyle Hamilton picks it. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Henry up the middle. Down at the 35, it'll be 2nd down. 2nd down and 6 now.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the Browns' 35-yard line.
Again, it's Henry. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing, and they got it out to him on the left side, and he did exactly that. Excellent run after the catch.
In motion is Gray. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, trying to atone for it here on this drive. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it's 2nd down. Two minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Let's go. Go. No, we changed it.
Throwing is Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Now they'll bring 4 receivers into the fold here. It's 3rd and long. Now Jackson sliding out of the pocket. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
Let's go. Get hot. Hey, hey. Shut up.
Now it's Jackson. Flushed out right. He's going to fire one. Corner of the end zone. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And the Browns are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Well, we saw... During his much-heralded college career, he parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection, and now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Can't get away, and he's taken down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The first sack of the game for them comes on the first play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a first down now, playing behind the sticks.
They'll look to throw. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. He'll look to throw.
That's caught. He finds Danny Gray.
And he won't get any further as he's taken down right there at the 24. On fourth down on is Corey Bajorquez to punt. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they may be content to take this 7-0 lead into the locker room. We'll see.
13. Hey, come on.
Jackson.
He's got his man downfield. That's Bateman.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not
because
at all.
those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
They go play action now. Jackson, they'll roll him out right.
That's complete. He finds Jaden Reed.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside
inside the 30. 35 yards the gain there. Another first down as well. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Out here. Middle, middle.
Jackson. That's going to be caught. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Jaden Reed, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Shamrocks will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
And that's certainly an important score right there, because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, a poor one, especially given the new rules. They're going to be backed up deep to start this drive.
Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. And he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety.
Well, partner, I'm just going to say this. Whoever did the scouting report for this game is going to get a raise, because they got their number at every turn, and they just buried him for a safety with ease. When you earn 2 points and give up 0 for a half of football, there's not much left you can improve on, even though they'll try.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Finding Walker complete. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. A big connection on that one. And even 60 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half.
You change it.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
Go.
A first down carry for Henry. And he's going to go down in the field of play. So they say no to the field goal try. And now time has run out on this first half. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
Justin Tucker set to kick off.
The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports.
And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense is throwing at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5.
He'll drop to throw.
That's going to be caught by Judy.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense. Exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
They'll set up to throw. And the ball is knocked out.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it. He may go. So it's kind of more of the same offensively. This was a team needing to come out of this third quarter with a little fire. Instead, they put the ball on the ground.
And you know that has to be the discussion at halftime because they're down 2 scores. We got to come out with a little bit more urgency than we had in the first half. Now that urgency falls on their defense because they can't fall down 3 scores and hope to come back and win this game.
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? First and goal. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the third quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here.
Middle. Touch.
They'll give Henry another shot. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down. So stuff for no gain on second down brings up a pretty interesting third from this distance.
I'm throwing the ball, and I'm not even thinking about play pass. I'm going to let them know right away I'm throwing it, but I'm probably giving my quarterback some room, sprint him out to one side or the other, and give him an opportunity. If it breaks down, he can take off and run for it.
Report. Sit on. Ready. Finish up.
And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal.
Ready. Finish up. You changed it. Yo.
To throw is Jackson. Oh, for the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. A defense that understood what was going on in this game and did something about it. They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Back to the air, Jackson following the pick six. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Here's Jackson to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Myles Garrett has now recorded 10 sacks on the season, and that'll be marked down as their first sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week, and this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back, and they did a great job in the first half. But now they've gotten their first sack here in the second half. Look out. They'll try to increase the pressure.
Ozzy, sit up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Are we on the same page here, partner? Because I think they have the right idea. Just take what you can get on 3rd and forever.
Yeah, in real life, I'd say yes. It's just these video games are tempting. You want to go downfield with it.
I like the way you've evolved. You know, you've learned how to play it the Madden way.
And he'll take it just outside the 40.
And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That's good for a Cleveland 1st down, an 11-yard pickup.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. Second and 5. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Back to throw here. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
So 3 points, maybe not a grand prize at this stage, but it does get them back within 1 score.
It certainly does, because now they stay within shouting distance, so that means everyone on your sideline stays engaged in this game. They know they still have a shot.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, The goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Marcus Williams.
And the Browns are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. So they took their shot. It was a pretty good heave, but in the end, the free safety is the one who comes away with the football.
And 2 of the traits that you look for in a good free safety, range and decision-making. Both on display right there. And it didn't hurt that he's got a good pair of hands, too.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
That's
caught inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Danny Gray.
62 yards.
And the Browns are an extra point away from drawing level. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes, because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Get on! Ready? You are X. You are X.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's 2nd down.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
4 receivers split out here. It's 3rd and 8.
Hey, hey.
One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Hey, report. Report.
Play action. It's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
13. Ready, shot.
Jackson from the shotgun. And his throw here is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, middle. Middle.
In motion, the tight end. Here's Jackson. And this is going to be intercepted. Ronnie Hickman with a pick. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
With that kind of run on 1st down, that's a winning type of a run. That just sets things up for them moving forward as they begin the drive.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6.
Let's go.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Back to throw. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. The Browns send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter.
Report. You change it.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
Talk about a momentum shifter right there. Tie game, 4th quarter. These are the plays that win you games. And now defensively, the question becomes, how do you respond?
Go ahead.
From the gun, it's Jackson. A dump off now to Hill. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46.
Hey, report. Let's go. Say hi. What is shot? Hey, Ozzy. Shut up.
And Jackson throwing once more. Well, looking deep here for Flowers. And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Browns are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. Now a play fake here on first down.
This will be caught. Judy.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
Now 2nd and 4.
They're going to look to throw.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he did not reel it in.
Oh, man, late in a tight ball game, every play so critical, you feel like you've got to find a way to come up with that football. That was put in a great spot, but it just didn't want to stick in his hands. That's a big letdown.
He'll look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll drop to throw.
Oh, look at this. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35.
Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mears used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do now is pick up yardage in good chunks and get out of bounds to stop the clock. If they end up running a play and get tackled in bounds, they're worried the clock may run out on them and finish the game.
And they'll have to be careful how they handle this. Well, throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Jackson. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
What a way to wrap up the week. Now a big play. It's 3rd down.
You are X. You are X. You.
Jackson. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
This defense looking impenetrable now. 3 straight incompletions. They're giving him nowhere to go with the football. Maybe a little frustrated back there.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. When you've missed on 3 straight, there's going to be some frustration. But now he's got to make sure that that frustration is temporary, not lingering. Big throw coming up.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And boy, possession here turns over with a football already being in the red zone. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
You talk about closing in a hurry as a safety and run support. Not only did he get a good run in, he gave him a pretty good pop too and finished off the play behind the line of scrimmage.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Zerline now for the PAT. And they will take a 7-point lead now.
Next to score, Browns 23, Shamrocks 16.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. This is 1st and 10.
It's not. 13. Ready, shot.
Jackson to throw.
He'll buy some time right.
And he will get to the sideline here, but that a minimal gain at best. 3 yards, possibly 4.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Here comes second down.
Hey, Alpha, sit hot. Ready, shot. Sit hot. Ready, shot. No, we changed it. Hey, middle. Out here. Middle.
And with the play clock getting closer to 0, John Harbaugh is going to call a timeout, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go.
2nd and 6 coming up.
Ready. Let's go. Sit hot. Hey. Report. We changed it.
Now Jackson.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
Picked off by Marcus Williams. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of two halves, won't you?
Right, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened, because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are?
Hey, yo, fresh out the beta game in my jeans, black slap. What do that mean? It mean that banging. Have my hand out, let me hang. Hey, break down, stay down. Look what I make now. Hit boy, earthquake, boy, it's a shakedown. I done done so much work, they think it's fake now. Big fish, every beat is just bait now. Got rich, some switch, they try to hate now. Leave, I'm straight, I got a rake now. Need cheese, cash app, Venmo, PayPal, pumped up to the max. I'm finna break down, flow water, big trip, boy, this a gray cloud. Highlights, ball is life, my whole take, wow, big balls, hella chicken. I feel like Rick Ross. Why you going so damn hard? They got me off. These new can't with me. If I do a song with you, that's a luxury. Hit boy, work with you, that's a luxury. Don't step on my Crocs, these. Fresh out the beta game in my jeans. Black slap. What do that mean? It mean that banging. Have my hand out, let me hang. These new can't with me. If hit boy work with you, that's a luxury. Don't step on my Crocs, these luxury. Luxury. Ha, these luxury. Ha, luxury. Ha, ha, they can't with me. Slow it. I ain't finna stop till they make the rap blow it. Shout out, yeah, she was with me at my lowest. Best baby daddy in the world, and you know it. I thought that I was done, he said hop back in. Made it to the league, this is not Pac-10. Headline set, that's a big back end. Let the beat drop, bring that back in. Fresh out the beta game in my jeans. Black slap, what do that mean? It mean that banging. Have my hand out, let me hang it. Ay, these no can't with me. If I do a song with you, that's a luxury. If hit boy work with you, that's a luxury. Don't step on my Crocs, these luxury.
That's how I be happy. Just for all my not a band. ladies on stage, they clapping. Transaction, cause your mama need a mansion. Get crackin', put them in the... Two in, two up, back ends, booked up, look up, I'm flying, yeah, I'm free now, see now. Big style, big deals, vitamin water, that's a big one, 6 mil, coach came to me like I'm D1, like Will, I got 17 hours to the flight out. Only got time for a night out. So tell me what you want from me. We ain't getting no younger. So tell me what you want from me. We ain't got too long, no. You know I gotta catch my flight. You know I gotta reach new heights again. You know you run it up at night. You know I gotta get one life for this. The night, hell of a night. The night, okay, let's go. I'm the living like the text went through. J. Cole said it's memes and mills, but I'm the king and adjust it all. Really wanna wipe me down, I got more patience than a hospital. Sweaty better beef with me, they never beef with life's obstacles. I'm bad as a bone out. I'm way too toned to be toned down. Too big, so I'm cocky. From the back while on Twitter with my phone out. Got an Eminem deal, but I'm Hershey. 6'2", dark skin with purpose. Never voicemail on my phone last night for myself saying little Curtis, yeah. You know I gotta catch my flight. You know I gotta reach new heights again. You know you run it up at night. You know I only get one life for this. The night, hell of a night. The night,
Run it back. Let's run the numbers up and run it back. You see us out here getting to the bag. Run the numbers up and run it back. Run it back. Let's run the numbers up and run it back. Oh no, when we get the bag. Yeah, don't you get too mad. Run it back.
You getting money, you really don't need to talk about it. Move quiet, you should try it, there's some cloud around it. Chase it, and overthinking the process. Outside of the gate, spewing that nonsense. On the phone, he begging women to come out. Back to back, calling until his minutes run out. Begging for loose change, just scraping to maintain. Or sipping, and playing with waist chains. I think you get the picture, we outside the frame. Get your Louis Hamilton on swerve lane to lane. On gang. We brainstorm until it rains and we drive our gang straight into the Hall of Fame. You need to pay attention. I was 17 and had him shipping the Benzin. I was 16 eating steak with Russell Simmons. I was 15 in the basement with a vision. I could
run it back. Let's run the numbers up and run it back. Run it back. Stuff it in your Birkin bag, cause he don't with that. So just run it back. Let's run the numbers up and run it back. Run it back. We run the numbers up and run it back. Run it back.
Trying to add to the cipher. Time is money, trying to run the numbers higher. Learn hustling early, it's hardwired. Photo bezel, frozen neck off like a tire.